you doubled the budget. Okay, fine. You doubled the budget, but the money didn't go to the veterans. Where did that money go? I want to see the receipts. I want to see exactly where the hell that money went. What'd you buy? Did you buy a couple of beds? Huh? Buy some sheets? Maybe some needles? Stuff like that? Maybe some medicine? Maybe some Band-Aids? What'd you buy? What'd you buy with all that money? We doubled the budget. What'd you do with all that money? Oh, you got a new boat. Oh. So you got a picture of it? Oh, look at that. That is nice. That's a beautiful boat. Wow. Oh, is that your new car sitting right next to it? Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, you're doing good for yourself. Good for you. The VA cops, they got to get in the mix now. I mean, it's bad enough that these veterans are put on a list and they're dying, but evidently the VA cops seem to think, well, they're not dying quick enough. We got to kill them quicker. So they took the law into their own hands. They'll finish the job. They'll get that vet dead in no time. Well, the family of a 65-year-old veteran claims that the VA police stomped on the veteran's head and neck. That's appropriate. That's appropriate law enforcement activity, causing him to suffer a stroke and die. On May 25th, 2011, Jonathan Montano. Wonder if he's from Montana. On May 25th, 2011, Jonathan Montano was waiting several hours to undergo dialysis treatment at the Loma Linda VA facility when he grew frustrated. Well, I don't blame him. I know what it's like to have to go wait. You get tired of it. Say, screw it. You guys ain't going to wait on me. I'm going to go home. Call me when you're ready. Kim Kardashian's on. I don't have time for this. With an IV still in his arm. So here the old dude, 65 years old, not that old, but he's still got an IV in his arm. Maybe the cops didn't see it. Maybe they didn't care. IV still in his arm. Mr. Montano made his way towards the hospital exit, saying that he would get treatment at the Long Beach VA facility instead. So here the guy says, well, screw it. You guys ain't going to help me. I'll go to this other one over here. So he gets someone who wants to walk out. Norma Montano, his wife of 44 years, fiddled to retrieve the couple's car. She says, okay, honey, you're going to go over there. I'll go get the car. So she went out there to get the car for her husband. But the VA police wouldn't let Mr. Montano leave. The summoned. Who summoned them? Probably a nurse. Everybody's got to get the police involved. Every time you got anything, you got to get the police involved. Well, when the police get involved, well, they've got to beat somebody up. Somebody's got to go to jail. If you're going to call me, if I got to waste my time, I got to put down my donuts. I got to turn off the Kim Kardashian show. And I got to come out here. Somebody's going to go to jail. Somebody's going to go to jail. Somebody's going to get a ticket. Somebody's going to get beaten. I'm going to tase somebody. I'm going to shoot somebody. Somebody's going to have to pay. I'm sorry, but every call, you don't have to arrest somebody. You don't need to give a ticket to everybody. Not everybody's a frickin' criminal. Not everybody belongs in jail. That's not the answer to everything. Oh, you cross the street over there without the crosswalk. Oh, you got to go to jail. You must be removed from society. You must be handcuffed. I mean, they handcuff children. Where they make a bow and arrow out of their hands, a gun out of their fingers. You got to get police involved. But the summoned VA police department police officers then stopped Mr. Montano. Stopped him from leaving. You can't go there. Halt! This man to the floor. They tackled him. They needed to tackle him. You couldn't tell he still got a needle in his frickin' arm. He's an old dude that couldn't wait any frickin' longer and said, I'm done with it. They did not need to tackle the man. Maybe they should have said, excuse me, sir, you want to wait a little longer? You going to be all right? Oh, you got your wife coming with the car. Okay, well, we'll let you go. It's your prerogative. It's your body, your health. You have control over your own body. You don't want a hospital to treat you? You shouldn't have to stay there. I'm sorry, but if you don't like the treatment, you don't like the hospital, you should have the right to get up and leave. Who the hell is the hospital to say that you can't leave? Who the hell are they to tell you? And look, I had an aunt that was one of those Christian Scientists. One of those who don't believe in going to doctors. Well, look, that's the way they are. So? I'm sorry that you don't like the way that they live their life, but it's not your life to live. It's theirs. And that's one thing that we need to start understanding in this country, that this Constitution, again, is not just for the government, not just for the law enforcement, but for the citizens as well. And the First Amendment is very important. Yes, I know it says Congress shall now make no law respecting an establishment of religion. That doesn't mean that Congress is the only one that has to follow it. That just means they can't make a law against it. We still have to follow this, which means you're going to have to put up with people's religion. You're going to have to put up with a lot of stuff. Freedom of speech, oh, you don't like it, it's hate speech. Well, okay, fine, you can hate it. But you're going to have to put up with it. We got to put up with you. Worry about your damn self. Stop trying to change people. Who the hell is anybody to tell anybody how the hell to live their life? Especially a government. Tackled him to the floor. They slammed his head to the floor. Yeah, that's necessary. Kneeing him. Stomping on his neck. To restrain him. You need to go through all that just to get an old guy who's got a needle in his arm. Why do you need to stop him anyway? It's his life. He doesn't want to be treated by this hospital. He shouldn't have to. Who the hell are you to determine you walk into a hospital? You're no longer you. You're no longer your own property. Mr. Pelletier found out. He goes into a hospital. No. Your daughter? No. That's my patient. That's not your daughter. That's my patient. I'm 7 months out of medical school, mister. So don't you tell me nothing. I'm in charge. That's my patient. And I'm going to take her. She's mine. I'm going to turn her over to the state. They're going to control her. That's state property. And you can't touch her. And if you do, you're going to go to jail. Well, that's reality. Unfortunately, that was reality. There was no hyperbole in that at all. None of that was made up. That was real. You don't believe me? Well, have a conversation with the Pelletiers. Pretty sure they'll side with my story. Pretty sure on that one. Well, this is going on more and more and more. It's going on in the VA. It's going on in hospitals all across the country. It's the mindset and the culture now. This is the hope and change that you people had to vote for. Gotta have it. Gotta get that hope and change. Boy, God, I tell you. Boy, I love that hope and change. Give me that hope and change. Hope and change, hope and change. 4 years later, what happened? Well, we didn't get the hope and change, so we got to vote again. See, if we do it the second time, we just got to get it. Obama promised. He said he was going to bring it. He promised. He was president of the Harvard Law Review. What did you ever do? Ooh. Oh, and a community organizer. Wow. Gee. The kneeing and stomping on his neck by the VA police department. That's hard to say, kneeing. They ought to figure out another way to say that. Kneeing. That's hard for me to say. Well, I got a broken left-handed tongue, and I can't speak anyway. I can't read. I can't speak. But I'm an actor. I got a blog talk radio program. What a mess. The kneeing and stomping on his neck by the VA police department, police officers. That's too many words. VA police department, police officers. Why do they got to word it that way? VA police department. Who else is going to be in the VA police department? Goddamn firemen? The VA police. That's all you got to say here. Now I got to read this crap? Now I know why Obama gets all Twitter-pated and gets himself all twisted and tied up. I did read this before. Not all of it. I knew what the hell happened. Maybe if I could shut up long enough to read it, maybe you might know what happened too. The kneeing and stomping on his neck by the VA police department police officers. God, that's stupid. The stupid police caused the dissection of his cardiac artery. It tore his artery out. What the hell's the matter with these people? They're animals. Resulted in an immediate blood clotting, which resulted, obviously, in a stroke. I mean, these guys are animals. Why do they need to stop this man? What was he doing? How was he a threat to society? Oh, because he probably snapped at him, probably said, get the hell out of my way, you goddamn punk ass. Excuse me. Look it. I'm leaving. All right? These bastards ain't helping me. I can't wait around here any frickin' longer. I'm going to go to the other VA hospital. Get the hell out of my way. Well, you can't do that. Well, why? Well, because I got a badge. That means you must respect me. Really? No. If you want me to respect you, you're going to have to respect me. Common frickin' courtesy. First of all, you don't need to approach me. I'm not a threat. I'm not causing any disturbance. There's no harm. There's no foul. I don't like the goddamn service here, so I'm leaving. You want the needle back? Here. Here's the needle. Take it. Roll it up and smoke it. I don't care what the hell you do with it. But I'm leaving. Well, no, you're not, sir. We're going to beat you until you have a stroke and die. Well, why? Why would you do that? Well, because we're in control. You see this? This is a badge. It means you do what we tell you to do. No, that's not what it means. So he suffered a whole bunch of other injuries, this guy, along with a stroke. Well, Mrs. Montano, she gets the car turned around. She comes back into the hospital to find her husband, she was told, had a stroke. So she leaves by the time she comes back. So, I mean, the time is like what? Boom, boom, boom. So she leaves. By the time she leaves, the cops get over there. Obviously within a minute. Where you going? Well, boom, boom, boom. They hit the guy that beat him down so bad, he has a stroke. He's a bloody mess. They bring him back into the ER. And they tell the wife, oh, yeah, he had a stroke. Well, gee. How did that happen? Oh, I don't know. He just had a stroke. You know, sometimes it happens. Oh, really? Well, later on, one of the nurses, the wife aside, and told her, said, hey, look, your husband didn't fall. He was slammed to the ground by the police, and it wasn't really right what they did. Well, I'm glad you said something then, but maybe you should have said something while they were doing it. I don't give a damn. Don't give me this. That's not obstruction of justice. When you see somebody getting beat down like that doesn't deserve it, you have every right to do whatever you can do to stop it. That's BS that you don't have the right to stop a cop from beating somebody to death that was not a threat to society. And you knew damn good and well was not. You have the right to stop that. That's saving a human life, man. Badge does have certain powers and certain this and certain that, yeah. But not that. Doesn't mean you're judge, jury, and executioner. You decide who lives and who dies. Everybody wants to put people on lists now. Everybody's got to be the decider of who lives and who dies. I wonder if I'm on somebody's list. Sometimes I'd like to make a list. Oh, man, wouldn't that be fun? But see, then my conscience would get the better of me. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wouldn't be able to live. I would be out of myself, man. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I don't know how people can get to a level where they would do it. I don't know how cops can get to a level where a guy wants to leave a hospital because he's not getting service, and he just wants to get whatever he needs to get, his dialysis, which sometimes, waiting a long time for dialysis can be kind of dangerous. So the guy didn't want to wait around any longer. Well, I don't blame him. There was no reason for the cops to show up. I don't care if he did get snappy. The guy's got a reason to be snappy. He's been stuck in a goddamn waiting room for 8 hours. He needs dialysis. He doesn't need some roid rage, steroid junkied up cop coming over there looking for somebody to beat down.